Hi, it's Christy. Happy Sunday, or whatever day it is for you. For me, it is Sunday. It is afternoon, about 12:15 on a Sunday. I have gotten up, relaxed, had breakfast, had lunch, washed my hair, doing like a larger afro puff today, which I kind of like. We'll see how that lasts. Um, yeah, mom's coming over soon. I'm not sure what time, so I might be interrupted at some point by a knock on the door. But yeah, she's coming over to hang out for a little bit, so that will be nice. Spend some time with mom. Other than that, I really don't have special plans today. I will probably play The Sims. If you watched my video about The Sims, Cameron and Chase have gotten through university. So they moved out of Emma's house, and because that house is way too big for just Emma, she moved into a little kind of cottage. She can paint and write to her little heart's content, and the boys moved into a slightly smaller but quite nice home across town while they are starting young adulthood in new jobs with their college degrees. That's fun. So I'm excited to go back in the game because I downloaded a house from the Sims 4 gallery for the boys, but it was unfurnished. So I took all of their stuff from their previous home, Emma's previous home, which I got rid of a lot of it because Emma's style is not their style, but I still have to actually set up their house. So when I quit last night, I had gotten their kitchen, dining room, and a greenhouse out back created. And the whole rest of the house is still completely empty. The boys are sitting at the dining table just like, so where's our stuff? So yeah, I got to go in the game today and finish setting up the boys' house so they actually have a place to live. But that's for later. I'm going to have fun doing it. I know. It's fun. So anyway, today, what are we talking about today? I thought today it would be fun to talk about just fun stuff, jokes and like tongue twisters and stuff. The reason this came up was because sometimes I like to have YouTube on in the background while I work. If I'm doing something I have to really focus on and like concentrate on, I'll pause it or turn it off. But if I'm doing something where, I just like to have background noise. And one of the YouTube videos that popped up was on tongue twisters and kind of why they're difficult. And so it was a guy who was showing like with drawings and stuff, like what your throat and what your tongue is doing that makes these tongue twisters hard. Very interesting stuff. But anyway, there was a tongue twister in that he said that it's really hard. I have a lot of trouble with it. It was truly rural, purely plural, which I can barely say slowly, but I'm working on it. Truly rural, purely plural. See, there you go. I've been practicing. That's way better than when I was first trying to say it, where I was going truly rural, like rural. I can't say rural. I literally can't say that word. Like I just have to slur through it. Truly rural. I would be very curious to know if anybody watching this can actually say that word, like for real, because I cannot. Rural. Like how do you even? Anyway. So that's one of the reasons that one's hard is because I literally can't say one of the words in the middle of it. My speech pathologist sister always tells me you just have to keep practicing, but I think I'm going to actually have to ask her for more advice on that one because literally, like how? Are you supposed to just say roll? Like do you just, I don't know. I'm going to ask my sister. But anyway, so that one's fun. Truly rural, purely plural. Try saying that one. Let me know if you manage it. And I was... while I was playing with that, I was remembering there was a phase I went through, probably middle school, high school. Actually, it had to have been high school, I'm thinking, because I don't know if you remember, if you're old enough to remember, there was a period of time in the 90s where there was like on TV sitcoms, there was like a type that was like the fast-talking best friend. If you remember this, it might have even been late 80s in the early 90s. I'm not sure. But anyway, there was this whole fast-talking best friend thing in the 90s. And I used to like actually practice, because I talk pretty fast just by default anyway. I used to actually practice talking faster because I was like, honestly, if I was going to be in a sitcom, I would totally be the quirky, fast-talking best friend. That's like, I would not be like the main person in a sitcom. So I used to practice it. And as part of that, I would practice tongue twisters, and I love them. I love tongue twisters so much. There was a book. I have a copy of this book. I used to check out a book in the school library over and over and over again. And at one point, I found this book in a secondhand store and had to purchase it. This. So this is a version of the same book that I had checked out over and over from the school library. And it has tongue twisters in it. A bunch of them. So I used to practice these, and some of them I actually still remember. Of course, it has Peter Piper in here. Everybody knows. Well, I shouldn't say everybody. I shouldn't assume. I assume most people know Peter Piper, right? Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. A peck of pickled peppers Peter Piper picked. If Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers, where's the peck of pickled peppers Peter Piper picked, right? Probably know that one. So I had, as you can tell, practiced and memorized that one. And then it also has She Sells Seashells by the Seashore is in there. But there's ones you may not know. This one is, sorry, I'm blocking my view of the book. This one is fun. I vaguely remember this one, but I don't know if I can still say it. Let's see. Theophilus Thistle, the successful thistle sifter, while sifting a sieve full of unsifted thistles, thrust 3,000 thistles through the thick of his thumb. Now, if Theophilus Thistle, while sifting a sieve full of unsifted thistles, thrust 3,000 thistles through the thick of his thumb, see that thou, while sifting a sieve full of unsifted thistles, thrust not 3,000 thistles through the thick of thy thumb. Success to the successful thistle sifter. That's pretty good. I only messed up once on that one. But yeah, so I love this stuff. Here's another one that I love that I had memorized. Let me see. I'm reading it again because I haven't done this in a while. Betty bought some butter. Bud said she, this butter's bitter. If I put it in my batter, it will make my batter bitter, but a bit of better butter will make my batter better. So she bought a bit of butter, better than the bitter butter, to make her bitter batter better. 'Twas better Betty bought a bit of better butter. Yeah, I still got it. So much fun. I love these. I adore tongue twisters. Here's one. How about this one? If a Hottentot taught a Hottentot. What? This doesn't even make sense. Let's try this again. If a Hottentot taught a Hottentot to talk ere the tot could totter, ought the Hottentot taught be taught to say ought or not, or what ought to be taught her? If to hoot and to toot a Hottentot taught be taught by a Hottentot tutor, should the tutor get hot if the Hottentot taught hoot and toot at the Hottentot tutor? Okay, I don't know what that means, but I can say it. So anyway, so much fun. I love, 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 love tongue twisters. And I think I had another, oh, no, there it is. I was about to say I had another page marked, but my thing fell out, but then I found it right away, so that's good. Anyway, I'm going to come back to the other page. Then there was one that, a tongue twister actually, that my Latin teacher taught us in high school because, no, I'm confusing that with something else. No, this wasn't the Latin teacher thing. The Latin teacher thing was the insult, wasn't it? How did that go? Pause.
A few moments later.
Yeah, I don't remember. Okay, I've thought about it for a while, and all I can remember from the thing the Latin teacher taught us is the last phrase, which was, and I shall endeavor to elucidate more explicitly. But it was like a phrase that you could say, and it was like all of the words had Latin bases. And the idea of it was like, look, if you don't understand what I'm saying, it's because you're dumb, and I will try to say it in an easier way. But it was just a really cool like phrase. And I shall endeavor to elucidate more explicitly. That's going to bother me. I'm going to try to remember that phrase, and if I do, I will tell you. But anyway, the other thing I was thinking of is a tongue twister that I remembered being in here, but now that I look, it's not. So I'm like, well, where did I learn that other one? But it's one of my favorites. It goes, say did you say or did you not say what I said you said? For it is said that you did not say what I said you said. So if you say that you did not say what I said you said, what is it you say you did say instead of what I said you said? I love that. I absolutely love that one. I don't know where I got it from. Thought it was in that book, and it is not. So, yeah, too much fun. Yeah, let me know in the comments if there are any tongue twisters that you know and that you enjoy, that you can say, or even that you cannot say. And yeah, I will have fun practicing them because I love this kind of stuff. So there you have it. The other page that I marked, it was just limericks, because limericks are fun. I like limericks. If you don't know what a limerick is, it is a very short poem that has a specific cadence. Da 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 da. That's a limerick. They all kind of go like that. So, for example, there was an old man of Peru who dreamed he was kissing his shoe. He awoke in the night in a terrible fright and found it was perfectly true. So there's one. Here's another one. There was a young lady of Crete who was so exceedingly neat. When she got out of bed, she stood on her head to be sure of not soiling her feet. So you see, it's like the exact same cadence. Now here's one that is highly amusing, and you'll find out why in a minute. There was a young man from Japan who wrote verse that never would scan. When they said, but the thing doesn't go with the swing, he said, yes, but I always like to get as many words into the last line as I possibly can. Ta-da! See why that one's funny? It's because it breaks the pattern. So yes, limericks. There are also a bunch of them in this book. All kinds of other stuff in this book, aside from tongue twisters and limericks, but I think those were like my favorites back in the day. Kind of the main reasons that I would keep checking this book out over and over again. A very young girl, call her Emma, was seized with a terrible tremor. She had swallowed a spider, which stung inside her. Gadzooks, what an awful dilemma. I mean, just, okay. I just find it fun. So, that was a nice little walk down memory lane. Looking up these tongue twisters and riddles in this book. That was just a treat, finding it in the secondhand store like that. So, do you have anything like that you used to love when you were little, and you find it again when you're an adult, and it just gives you all kinds of nostalgia and, I don't know, fuzzy feelings. So, there you have it. And I still can't remember that phrase the Latin teacher taught us. It's gone. I shall endeavor to elucidate more explicitly. I'm going to have to ask my sister if she remembers it. It makes me sad, but I will try to remember it. Just watch, it'll be random, one day, I'll be at work, writing an email, and my brain will go, oh, you insignificant, supercilious, sarcastic flow of ignorance. How dare you insult someone of my capacity? If my language is too copious for your diminished comprehension, I shall endeavor to elucidate more explicitly. Just the whole thing will just come to me. It's probably what'll happen. But yeah, it was our Latin teacher, Mrs. Korb. I remember her at the Newport Schools in Kensington, Maryland, which doesn't exist anymore. School's closed. But yeah, Mrs. Korb, Latin teacher. It was cool. So that's that. I don't really have anything else to say. Yeah, do let me know if you have tongue twisters, limericks, riddles, anything like that you enjoy, especially tongue twisters, because I would love to try them out if there are ones that I don't know. So I hope you enjoyed this fun little video. And yeah, I will talk to you next week. Bye. Bonus. Mom came over, as I mentioned, and we've just been sitting here chatting. We were looking on Amazon, and I showed her a song I liked on YouTube, just having a nice time. And I mentioned that I was going to edit my vlog when she left, and then I was like, wait a minute. How about we let Mom try a tongue twister or two and see? So she's holding the book right now that I showed you. And we're going to try a tongue twister here. I'll say it first. And then Mom is going to attempt this tongue twister as well. So this one is a shorter one. It goes, a skunk sat on a stump. The stump thunk, the skunk stunk. The skunk thunk, the stump. Okay. A skunk sat on a stump. The stump thunk, the skunk stunk. The skunk thunk, the stump stunk. That's good, right? All right, Mom, let's try. Give it a try. You don't even have to try it fast at first. Okay. Just try to say it.
A skunk sat on a stump. The stump thunk, the skunk stunk. The skunk thunk, the stump stunk.
Okay, that's hard. The skunk thunk, the stump stunk. Because That's hard because the K and the T, the yeah. Okay. A skunk sat on a stump. That one's easy, right?
Right.
Okay. The stump thunk, the skunk stunk. Okay. Try that.
The stump thunk, the skunk stunk.
The skunk thunk, the stump stunk. All right, let's try to speed it up.
The skunk sat on a stump. The stump thunk, the skunk stunk. The skunk thunk, the stump stunk.
Oh, that's good. That's good. That's good. Okay. All right, I'm going to try to do it a little faster. All right. Okay. A skunk sat on a stump. The stump thunk, the skunk stunk. The skunk thunk, the stump stunk.
Very good. Yeah.
Woo!
Mm-hmm.
Woo! You want to try
I
this
said
fast?
it as fast as I could.
That's as fast as we can go. All right. You want to try one more?
Sure.
All right. Well, you want to pick one? I don't think there's any. I think there's only this page.
Oh, this is page. Oh.
Yeah, there's a bunch of really fun ones. I think.
Oh, let's try the butter. The butter better. The butter Betty bought.
Okay.
How about that?
Let's
All
do it.
right. Betty Butter bought some butter, but, said she, this butter's bitter. If I put it in my batter, it will make my batter bitter. But a bit of better butter will make my batter but better. So she bought a bit of butter, better than the bitter butter, made her bitter batter better. So it was better Betty Butter bought a bit of better butter. My eyes even get bigger to the end. That's good.
That's a fun one. You want to hear me do it?
Sure.
Okay, now this is one I've practiced. So.
Oh, wow.
So, okay. Betty bought some butter, but said she, this butter's bitter. If I put it in my batter, it will make my batter bitter, but a bit of better butter will make my batter better. So she bought a bit of butter, better than the bitter butter, made her bitter batter better. 'Twas better Betty bought a bit of better butter.
Well, at least you could understand mine.
Boom. Touche. So there you have it. Mom tries tongue twisters. Bonus. Yay.
Yeah.
Yay. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.
Bye.